Welcome!
Hi and welcome to lab. This is going to be for our greenhouse effect experiment. For this experiment, you need two parts of water. They should be the same amount of water. For here, we have 2 flasks, and each of them has 200 milliliters of water. And we also need some aluminum foil, 2 thermometers, and then 2 jars with lids. And one of the jars you're going to cover with the aluminum foil. So to get started, we're going to take our jars and we're going to pour the same amount of water into each of the jars. So I'm going to start with putting about 100 milliliters. Into each jar. I think that looks good. You just want to make sure you put the exact same amount of water into each jar, but it can be any amount of water that makes sense for your containers. And that's about the same. And to start out, you are going to record the initial temperature, because at the end of the experiment, we're going to observe which one changed temperature, and then draw some conclusions about that. So you'll put your thermometers into your water. And let them sit for just a moment so that they can calibrate themselves or adjust themselves. And you can see by the thermometers that they're both about 70 degrees Fahrenheit, roughly. So you'll want to record that number and keep track of that to remember that both of them are about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. And then next we're going to put our lids on our jars, nice and tight. And then once your jars are ready, we're going to take both of them outside and put them underneath the sun. And then we'll do that for about an hour. So I'll see you back here in an hour. And welcome back. Now that our samples have been incubating in the sun for about an hour, we're going to come back and we're going to check the temperature. So carefully take the lid off of each jar and insert a temperature probe into the water. And remember, originally the water was about 70 degrees Fahrenheit in both of them. And you can see here in the one that we covered with tinfoil, the temperature is now about 80 degrees Fahrenheit. And the water that we didn't cover is still just a little bit above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It really didn't change in temperature that much. So this is a really great example of the greenhouse effect and how coating something will actually retain heat a lot more efficiently, because this one lost all of the heat energy that the sun was trying to provide it, and it didn't really change temperature all that much. Whereas this one's covered, and so the heat energy that the sun provided wasn't able to escape the system. It was kept in the system and it warmed up the water much more efficiently. And there you have it. Thank you.